And so begin the Mario Wars. It's a very interesting time to be a Super Mario and Nintendo fan because this film is splitting people. So I am just going to survey the reviews from the fans, from the critics, overall box office performance, etc., etc. And I will not give my personal opinion until the very end. No spoilers, we're just going to be looking through the reviews and whether this is a picture you want to pay for. No spoilers, and there's not much to spoil because this plot is very, very basic. It is just Mario gets into the Mushroom Kingdom, finds the princess, and they team up against Bowser. And apparently Donkey Kong is also going to help out. That's about it. There's really not much of a story, and that is where critics are split. Positive critics are pretty consistent that they like the visuals, that the voice acting for the most part was very well done, and the jokes were good, and they loved the music, and overall it is, quote, a good film, and it is doing what it's supposed to do. It's fun and silly, and if you're familiar with the basics with Mario, right, he jumps up and down, he gets flower power, you'll love the film. It's not a great film, nothing really extraordinary, nothing that really stands out, but if you just wanted a nice one-to-one adaptation, then you will like this film. It just gets the basics right, and that's about it. And if that's all you wanted, then you will enjoy Super Mario Brothers. On the more critical side, so yes, the visuals are pretty good, but that's about it. The voice acting is a little erratic. They're very critical of Chris Pratt. Jack Black is a standout, so they like him. Charles Day apparently is getting surprising amount of praise, so he's actually being very praised for his Luigi. That's about it. There's really nothing else that really would recommend the film. It's not much of a story or plot. No real twists. No real development. You just get the basics. Mario and Luigi. Mario is a little bit trepidatious and sad. Slowly he builds his confidence and eventually he gets his self-confidence and helps beat Bowser. There is one thing that people are praising is that the finale is pretty spectacular. So it goes in an unexpected direction at the end and it's very joyful and it's very well done. Even people are really it's mid, the ending is apparently very strong. So critics and audiences are very split on this because the audience score at this point that I'm recording it is over 90%, and there are fan side who are praising it. Now again, those scores can be manipulated, it could be weighted, studios are known to do that. But then we look at the box office. The box office is pretty healthy for this kind of movie, so it looks like it will make back its money. We'll have to wait and see whether the first weekend is deceptive and whether they will lose money later on when it's released during its second weekend. But at least first weekend, it looks like it will be very, very healthy box office. So at least a portion of the fandom was very pleased enough to pay for it. And if you don't want to pay for it, just got to wait a little bit and you will get it on Peacock or other, because this is kind of being given a good window, about 45 days. So that's the overall survey, that critics are very split, but audiences overall seem to really love it. What do I think? Well, from what I'm seeing, and I should admit, I've not been really enthusiastic about this project. I kind of predicted that this would have a very mixed reception, and I was correct. I would agree that some of the voice acting here was surprisingly interesting, like Hannah Taylor-Joy and Jack Black, and, to some extent, Charles Day. That's about it. Chris Pratt to me still seems a very strange and not good choice for Mario. So if they move forward, they really should replace him and move on to someone else. But that's my opinion. And I'm not surprised it did very well at the box office. Again, animated films usually do. And I do appreciate this is sticking somewhat to the details. They're putting a lot of Easter eggs in this one. So if you do like the Easter eggs and those way of doing films, this will have a lot of that. And you will enjoy that aspect. But overall, this seems like a very skimpy, kind of just very basic film. I didn't expect very much in terms of work of genius, but this seems like very minimal effort. Some of the animation is, I think, very strong in a few places, but overall it's like, again, I guess they just wanted a very young audience, and for that audience, this will be very awe-inspiring. But if you wanted a much more strong adaptation where they took some risks and really built on the mythology and really expanded the characters, this is not it. This is very much Super Mario, a very short, kind of basic introduction. So if that's what you wanted, that's what you're going to get. But if you wanted something more risky or adventuresome, this is not the film for you. And there we are with Super Mario Brothers, and it's very mixed reception thus far.